Welcome to Far's Randomizer series. My name is Bryn, and tonight we are racing at Lucas Oil Speedway in UMPs. So this is a track. It's a short track. You can see 3/8 of a mile. It's multi-groove, low banking, and a night. So a night race for tonight's event. I think I will check it real quick. 200%. Should be. Last week we had a 60%er. I ran that event, so halfway caution will be a lap 40. They're just now finishing up qualifying. We'll be watching a heat, and then we'll be watching the dash, so hopefully we get an invite there. So tonight is playoffs, so if you are a playoff driver, your number is going to be pink. I will go over the playoff roster for you guys so anyone who's interested can watch and follow. So playoff tonight is going to be the 3 car of eggs. Frost, the 70, I think he's the 81, maybe around there. I'm going to check the roster real quick so I don't get it wrong. Got Frost in the playoffs. Suspect Bums is in the playoffs. He sits 3rd in the points with playoff points. Rolling Thunder sits 5th or 4th. Sleeman sits 5th. Mac Hatchet sits 6th with a win. Mystical Bloom sits 9th. PB&J Racing sits 10th. Then you have Saints to round out your top 11. And then 12 sits Corruption. So Corruption was your last playoff driver. Remember, pink numbers are playoff drivers for tonight's event. So watch out for those guys in particular. They also kind of made this Twitch layout a little bit differently for me, so it's a little bit harder. I don't know how this functions, so if you start to see me like get behind on chat or something, it's because it's weird. I can't just flip-flop between my following channels. Yes, that's the word I would say. Alright, we're gonna try to get back over to what I was watching. I have Leroy's stream up. Appreciate you, Leroy, for having your point of view. Lucas Oil Motor Speedway and UMP umps. This is gonna be a fun one. Projected about, I think we have about 11 people tonight. Young Money also makes his return. Some favorites heading tonight's event. I would say the normal guys: Frost, Eggs, Bums. They usually run towards the front. I want to see how Leroy does in his pace in qualifying. So on pole technically would be Leroy, who ran a 13.2227. So hopefully Mr. Royster will invite me very soon. So yes, Lucas Oil Speedway, you see it right here. Solid track in my opinion. Should be a fun one to watch. 80 laps. They get 2 heats to determine the order, and then they have the top, I think it's top 2 or 3 to qualify at the dash, and then you have that set up the top 6 in the field. That's how it works usually. Top 3. Inverse order in the dash, and then you get it going. Playoffs. 2 races per each round, so this one will be the first of the playoff races, and the next one will be eliminator. So bottom 2 cars, 10th and 9th, will be eliminated. 8th on front will be currently in the playoffs still after these first 2 races. Thank you, Royster. I should be able to join that, right? I don't know. I just joined it. Yep. Alright, they're starting up. 12 laps. 12 laps at this track. We get to see some racing. So notable names in this field: Leroy, Mac Hatchet, Saints, Mystical Bloom, and Young Money in this one. So Bums, no, Red Royster, who's now Bums, by the way, Mac Hatchet, and Saints. Mystical Bloom, I think, is just outside the playoffs. I don't think he made it. No, he did. So we got 4 playoff drivers in this one heat, and it's 12 laps. My one point of view is about 30 seconds behind. Here we go. Leroy leads us to green. And they are underway for heat number A. For heat A. Leroy leads this early on. You see right behind him, you see the playoff drivers. That 21 is a playoff driver. Red Royster, you see him on the outside of the 21. That's Young Money in the 57. We're 2 out of 12 now. Look at Young Money making a move for the lead. 21 is Saint. Oh, someone hit the tires. They're round. That might be a caution. They call cautions during the dash. That's a huge wreck. Top 3 still pushing on. Mac Hatchett. Remember, he won a race earlier this season. I wasn't able to commentate it sadly, but he's in the field as well. Runs second in his dash. Oh, they are under caution. Caution is out. They're going to repace it, stack it up again. Very early caution in the dash. Leroy is going to lead back to green. For some reason, Leroy is very lagging on my... And they are underway again. It should be 6 out of 12 when they cross the line. Look at them. Here comes Saints on the bottom. Saints is making moves in that 21 machine. Look at him. He slides up 3 wide for the lead. Look at them battling up here. That should be Bums up there in that 33. Oh, it's some contact between second. Mac Hatchett leads now. Look at him leading some laps here. 21 of Saints. The 50 as well. That's the 50 of, I think that's currently my point of view. Yes, 7 to go. Leroy in the 50. Battling Matt Hackett. Look at them touching bumpers. Oh, Matt off the track. Gonna lose all the time. Fall back to the rear. Here comes Leroy trying to win heat number A. Heat A. My point of view is about 2 laps behind. See him still leading. I think he's gonna win this heat. Here he comes around. Should be about 2 to go now. Got 3 to go, 2 to go at the line. 2 to go in Heat A. Leroy leads over the field. Right behind him is gonna be the 21 of Saints, who's having an impressive run for himself. Red Royster sits in 3rd, aka formerly Bums. White flag for Heat A. Can Saints catch up? Unless Leroy makes a mistake, it is his to win. And Leroy is going to win the transfer spot for the dash. Oh! Saints goes around! Bumps into the wall! Who gets it? Did Saints lose his transfer spot? Who stole the last transfer spot? Mystical Bloom. No, he does not. Saints hold on to 3rd, and he will transfer into the A main or the dash. He's locked himself into the dash. Should be top 3. So Leroy, Saints, and I think it was Red. No, yeah, it was Red Royster. Lock himself into the A main or AK dash. So they locked themselves in. So it should be fun to watch those 3 in the dash. All right, we're gonna back out of the lobby. Let's get it ripping. Alright, we're going to wait for them to set up the lobby. Should be a good one tonight as well. Alright. So they finished up their dash. Heat A was pretty cool. So the winner of Heat A, of course, was Leroy. So someone who I haven't seen before, but I heard he battled with Hatchet that one week. I wasn't able to commentate, so that should be fun. So the lineup: Heat 2 is Spared, Eggs, Frost, Badge, PB&J Racing, and Thunder. So Thunder is also, I'll tell you the playoff drivers right now. Rolling Thunder's in the playoffs. Frost, of course, Eggs. So you guys know some notable names in that field in Heat 2 as well. Heat B, as I like to call it. My prediction for the playoffs is that someone unexpected goes very deep in them. I'll just say that right now. I expect someone like maybe Sleeman, Mac Hatchet, one of those guys to surprise us and rolling, like someone like Bums potentially could get eliminated. I don't know. Bums is really consistent. That's one of his main. That's the reason why he sits so far up in points. He's a really consistent driver. Eggs, he was inconsistent at first, but once it got in a rhythm, he started winning. I think he won like the last 2 races before the playoffs. He started getting a rhythm, besides Mac Hatchet's win, of course, but he started to get a rhythm at the end there, and that's why he was able to secure multiple W's. So that's why he was able to move. Okay, Heat 2, official results. Eggs was able to win his heat. Spared Gibbon finished second, and Frost advances himself into the dash. So that is going to be your dash. That should be a fun one. A lot of great drivers in that field. Yes, dash is Frost, Saints, Spared, Royster, Eggs, and Leroy. So that is your dash results. Let's get into it. We're going to wait for the invite. UMPs at Lucas Oil Speedway. Shout out to Leroy 50 Jr. 0. Appreciate you having your point of view for tonight's event. We're just now waiting for the dash. Hello. Some of these clips are kind of crazy, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Alright, so they are now still setting up for the dash. There we go, Red Oyster finally sent me an invite. Thank you, brother. Alright, we're joining off of that. And they're getting started. Alright, let's watch this dash. Dash should be 12 laps, by the way. So we're going to make sure that is correct by my standard. I'm going to get up Leroy's stream. Appreciate you. I don't know if Eggs is live tonight. Alright, here we go. Frost leads us back to green. And we are underway for the dash. This determines 1 through 6 in qualifying order. This is really important. You want to start up front. As we see, Saints takes over the early lead. 12 laps in the dash. 2 out of 12 now. We look back. Frost battling with Young Money. In that 57, you see him on the inside lane. That actually might be Bums. I'm sorry, guys. I can't see numbers that well. That is actually Spared Gibbons. So non-playoff driver battling up here. See him, he doesn't have the unique. Oh, Frost up the track into the gravel. Loses a bunch of time. You see him very slow. The gravel trap is going to be your worst enemy tonight. You do not want to run too high or you fall off the track. That is one thing about this track that is unique about it, I would say. 4 out of 12. Saints is still leading. Look at this man flying around here. This is probably his one track. 6 out of 12 now. He has some speed tonight in that. I think that's a 21 machine. Look behind him though, Spare Gibbon. And then you look behind him as well. Leroy, non-playoff drivers, potentially could win tonight as well. And then you have Bums in the 33. Right behind him, and Eggs sitting in that orange and gray machine sitting back there in 5th. And then you have the points leader, basically the regular season champion, currently sits in last in the dash, sits in 6th. Alright. They are catching up to the rear of Saints. They are all over him now. We're coming to 3 to go in the dash. Oh, look at them contact. 11 car tries to move him up the track. Will this bring Leroy back into the fight? 3 to go now. It's getting dicey and spicy. Saints slides up. Here comes a good run. Spare Gibbons coming on the inside. 2 to go in the dash. They're getting so close to him. Can he get there? For the final time across the line. White flag for the dash. Oh, goes high. Leroy to the wall. Right in front of Bums. Bums saves it, luckily. Checker flag in the air. And Saints is going to win his dash. I said that prematurely, sorry guys, but we saw there, Red Royster hit him, may have cost him a spot or two. Alright, Red Royster finishes 3rd, Eggs finishes 4th, 5th is Frost, and then Leroy finishes 6th. So best qualifying driver out of the playoffs was Saints, who won his dash. Impressive driving by him. He could eventually be an underdog during the playoffs this season, potentially. I said one driver will surprise us during this run into the playoffs, and I think maybe Saints, maybe Hatchet, maybe Sleeman, one of those 3. I don't think Sleeman is here tonight, so he could be facing elimination next week. Alright, so that is your order for tonight's event. Alright, we're gonna back out. Lucas Oil Speedway, 3 to 8th of a mile. Inside lane is dominant, but you can rip the outside, but the risk of ripping the outside is that you could fall off the track, which is actually a legitimate risk at this event. We saw that earlier. We've seen 2 cars go off the track, Frost, and I think he was also the leader last time during the last event. So it's a very risk versus reward at this type of track. Alright, we're now just waiting on the lobby to be set up. I'm going to continue. I'm going to call you Red now, Royster. I'm going to call you Royster. Yeah, I'm going to call him Royster. God, you made it too difficult for me. Remember, I'm simple-brained. As people like to say. God, that hurts my soul. But yeah, on pole for tonight's event is going to be Saints. So Saints had a very good run for himself. Impressive for the first qualifying effort of the playoffs, especially since he's one of the underdogs. I think he sits currently, let me check it real quick. I think he sits currently 8th, all tied, basically. 8th on back, all tied. PB&J Racing, Corruption, Mystical Bloom, Mac Hatchet. Mac Hatchet, Mystical Bloom, and PB&J Racing all had bad runs in qualifying, so Saints already having a great run for himself. Remember, you only got to make top 8. You don't have to win tonight. That's the main thing. Just keep advancing throughout the playoffs. You only need 1 good race, 2 good races actually to win the championship. But still, it's very possible. And I honestly think consistency over speed is the main key for a championship. You could win a lot of races, be Kyle Larson, but then wreck out of every other race. So that's what I'm going to say. Speed over Consistency over speed. I am speed. So you have Saints, Spared Gibbons, Royster, Eggs, Frost, and Leroy start 6th. Then they're going to have, if I'm not mistaken, I'll get the order for you guys real quick. 7th is going to be Bloom, Thunder, Money, PBJ Racing, Hatchet, and then Badge. So Hatchet did not have a good qualifying effort. Thunder did not have a good qualifying effort. Bloom did not have a good qualifying effort. So Badge, Hatchet, they all did not like their qualifying efforts, but hopefully they can move through the field. With Sleeman out tonight, and I think no one else out, so that could eliminate Sleeman out of the playoffs now. Corruption is also out. So those could be your first 2 cars out of the playoffs immediately, since they're missing tonight's race. So potentially everyone on this field could potentially advance if they run well enough in this race and they have another good one next week, unless one of those 2 drivers win at the next track in Street Stocks, which I will be running from now on, since this series is going to be swapping to, if I'm not mistaken, Thursdays from now on next season. So if you're ever interested in a Woo series on a Thursday, maybe around 9 Eastern, check out this series. Alright, so they finally get the setup. We're about to get this rolling. Not French Canadian, what? Alright. I am live, so I am actually streaming this race for anyone. Alright, Red Royce, Leroy again. God, I can't say his name. It's Royster, but you know, his username on Twitch is jroyster656. jroyster656. So make sure to tune in on his channel as well if you want to see a point of view. I also have Leroy50 Jr. Lee Roy 50 JRO. So Leroy Jr. That is his username. And we're going to get this started very soon, hopefully. If you're just tuning in now, let's have some fun. Gonna be a fun one. 80 laps, halfway caution at lap 40 at Lucas Oil Speedway, or Raceway, my apologies. There's IRP and then there's this dirt track called Lucas Oil. So there's 2 different tracks. Check the daily leader time. I haven't ever checked EMP up. Yeah, this track is, from what I can see, falling off the track is going to be a common occurrence. So, Spared Gibbon second on the daily leaderboard for fastest lap. Eggs sits 3rd. Frost sits 4th. Leroy sits 5th. Saints sits 7th. So, they definitely are fast tonight. Alright, they're starting up. Hopefully I get an invite. Come on, guys. Guys. Come on. It's the simplest of things. I'm your commentator. Come on, man. Jay, Royster. Alright, they're on lap 2 out of 80, 79 to go. We're probably gonna miss half the race. I will go over commentary now. Oh, Jay Royster into the wall. Royster X to the wall, hits the red wall as well. He falls back to 11th, and he drops all back to the rear. That's not a great start for him. We're going to go over to my guy Leroy's point of view. We're going to get over to him. He currently sits in 10th, battling Matt Hatchett. Into the wall he goes. Your leader currently sits, I think that is Saints up there. Matt Hatchett back up to 9th. He's moving through his way through the field. He started in 11th. He passed Joy Royster and Leroy. So 76 to go into the halfway cautions, about 35 laps. Oh, someone else into the wall hard back here. And they're slowing up. Oh, that's just Leroy. Might have a little bit of damage, or he's just very slow currently. 75 to go in the event. aka 35 to go until we have a halfway caution. Alright, we look back. Royster currently sits in 12th. My point of views are not doing me justice right now. Thanks Saints currently leads. I cannot see. I'm going to try to see if there's any more point of views for tonight. Sorry about this again. I did not get an invite. It never popped up, man. That's the only one I have. Yeah, I didn't get an invite. I don't know what happened. So I think it's something with my Xbox, guys. Sorry about that. It never popped up. Alright, we're going to go back to Leroy. Alright, we're going to try to get over to... Leroy currently sits in 7th. He's making his way through the field along with Mac Hatchett. So they have 35 to go until the halfway caution. They're up to 6th and 7th. So Mac Hatchett starting from 11th up to 6th, trying to get himself inside the top 5. I think there's somebody ahead of him. I don't know what number. My streams are also very laggy, so Twitch is acting up right now. Twitch is not doing me justice. Again, sorry for technical difficulties. For some reason, I got invites, but they didn't pop up at all. They have not popped up on my notifications, so that is hindering me right now. $64 to go in the race. Mac Hatchett catching up to the car ahead of him. It looks like a white and black car. Can't wait for this halfway caution so I can actually get an invite. It'll be cool. Hopefully it pops up. Oh, someone's slow on the apron. That is a white and black car. Hopefully it is not Bums, because I do not want him to park over. It is playoffs time. I'm going to watch his point of view. He's currently up to 11, so it wasn't Bums. Someone else pulled over. 20 to go until we have a halfway caution. Bums, oh, hits the tire barrier. Struggling back here. One of the main favorites in the playoffs currently sits back here in 11th. About to himself lap before the halfway caution potentially. They do get their laps back if they don't go 2 down though. So I will say he will get his lap back potentially, hopefully. I don't like this new Twitch thing. I don't think it's a good update. It just clunks everything up. 23 out of 80. So we have about 17 to go in the halfway caution. Mac Hatchett still holds on the 6th. Your leader, I'm trying to get over to it. Saints currently sits in 5th. So Saints has dropped back from pole down to 5th. So he's dropping. We saw Bums drop. He qualified inside the top 6. And we saw Leroy drop immediately. And Bloom is up to 7th, or up to 8th now. He started at the back of the field in 12th. So mistakes early by contenders, costing them spots and race positions early on in this event. Alright, we're going to go back up to Royster, who's currently potentially going to go a lap down, and he already has. No, he's currently holding on to the lap. The leaders are right behind him. You see them grouped up there. There's about, you can't really see them. There's about 3 of them grouped up, and then the leader, who's pulled away a little bit. I'm pretty sure that's Eggs. I could be wrong, though. No, it might not be Eggs. It might be Frost. Or, no, it's not Leroy. We'll figure it out when it gets lapped here. 53 to go. 12 to go into halfway caution, and hopefully we get this technical difficulty fixed up for us. Yeah, they're pretty much, Royster's catching up to the people ahead of him, while the leader's catching up to him, so 11 to go now. Should be around 10 to go for the leader when they cross the line this time. Bye. They have a huge pack forming ahead of them. You see them side by side. You don't see them, but they're side by side entering the backstretch. Leader's still gaining on Royster, who currently sits 11th before the halfway caution. 9 to go now when they cross the line. Oh, there's a 3-man pack back here. 9th through, I think that's 8th through 10th. It's getting racy and dicey. 12.4 to the leader. We have 9 to go, 8 to go when they cross the line for the leader. 7 to go when they cross the line for the leader. Oh, someone hits a tire barrier. That is the 57. I think that's Young Money. No, that's Touchier. No, that is Young Money. Young Money struggling right now. Currently a lap down. About to go 2 down to the leader. As he hit the tire barrier again. He went off the track and parked it for a few laps, I think. Ooh, hard into the wall goes Touchier. And he just reset his car, so he has to get it going again. 47 to go now. We have 6 to go, 5 to go for the leader. Till we have a competition caution at lap 40. A lot of people are hoping this can reset him, especially Royster, who currently sits right in front of the leader, about to get himself lapped. We're gonna go back up to Leroy, who currently sits inside the top 7 cars, sits 6 as Matt Hatchett got around him. So Matt Hatchett inside the top 5. They got around Saints pretty easily. They're trying to catch up to the Spared Gibbons, who currently sits in 4th. So we know the top 3 involve Rolling Thunder, Frost, and I think who else was in there in the field? Rolling Thunder, Frost, and PBJ Racing? Yeah, PBJ Racing would currently be in the top 5, technically. No, he's not in the field, from what I can see. Is he? Yes, that should be PBJ Racing, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Spared Gibbons, my bad. Rolling Thunder, Spared Gibbons, Frost, and then PBJ either could be leading or finish. No, I don't know, though. We don't know. Spared Gibbons currently sits in 3rd. As Leroy gets around Mac Hatchett again, the coming of white flag to the competition caution. So competition caution is going to happen this time when they cross the line. Ooh, they're still dueling back here. Spared Gibbons currently sits in 3rd, with Rolling Thunder right behind him in 4th. My point of views keep lagging. There we go. Now it popped up. Alright, see, they're now under competition caution. Your leader is Eggs. So Eggs and Frost, the top 2 drivers from the regular season, battling for the win here. We are finally back in. We're no green with 39 to go in the event. Here we go up to the restart zone, and they are underway. Again, halfway through the race. Oh, into the tire barrier goes Eggs. Moves the tire into the lead, knocks a few cars back in the rear, and holds on to the lead. What a move. Able to keep his car straight. Here comes Frost in the bottom. Frost gives him a little bump. Slides up. Here comes. They're under caution again. They're under caution as Misco Bloom. And that's a white car back there. Touch Your Badge and Misco Bloom got into it together. 2 playoff drivers, by the way. So early contact. We're gonna go green with again. We're under 40 to go. We're gonna go green with about 35 to go when they hit the line. 35 to go when they hit the line. Who's leading us back to green? It's gonna be the 3 car of Eggs, Spared Gibbons, and the 11 car. He sits in 3rd. 4th is gonna be the 87 of Rolling Thunder, who currently sits in the playoffs as well. Here they go. They are underway again. After caution, Eggs leads us back to green. He gets a good start. Does not hit the tire barrier this time. Here comes Frost. Frost challenging him. You see them all spreading out. Here comes Frost on the bottom lane, trying to take over the lead. Bro, my point of views are getting on my nerves, bro. Oh, look at Eggs trying to hang on. Eggs hanging on to the lead. Frost is dueling, trying to get on his inside. Back there in 3rd, we see the 11 car. 57. Spared Gibbons making a move. For 2nd, they're 3 wide back here. You see them battling back here. Oh, into the wall goes. Oh, a huge slide drop from Leroy. They make contact with Spared Gibbons for 3rd. Good battle for 3rd. We see Leroy giving it up. Slide up the track a little bit. Oh, contact with Mac Hatchet. You see him battling back here for 4th now. Mac Hatchet driving himself through the field trying to get up to 4th. He started in the rear. He's battling now with, I think that should be, he slides up right in front of, that should be the 11 car, actually. He's falling all the way back here. Battle for 4th, still heating up. See him slide up. He's trying to do a slide job on him. Oh, into the wall goes Mac. Hits the wall limit. 11 car does not clear him. Now just Spared Gibbons back here. You see, now it brings up Bums into this fight. No, that's not Bums, that's Rolling Thunder. Bringing him back into the fight here. The 87 machine. Oh, contact, they're inside one another. 54 out of 80. You see Touch Your Badge getting around the 9 car. That is Misco Bloom. Back up to the lead as these guys are getting dicey and spicy up here. For 3rd. This is just for 3rd, by the way. This is not for the win. Oh, Leroy and Spared Gibbons make some more contact here. Should be coming to 57 out of 80. 23 to go. As we see Leroy trying to get around Spared, cannot clear him. Leroy trying to make a pass. Can he clear him? The outside lane is working for Spared. Can Leroy finally clear him? He does not. No. Back up to the lead. Oh, Frost into the wall. They lose Frost a bunch of time. Eggs still holding on to it. A huge gap now. This brings back in Spared and Gibbons. This brings out Spared Gibbons and Leroy. Oh, into the wall goes Spared as soon as I say that. Now he slides up again. Eggs has a commanding lead over the field. 20 to go. 21 to go. 20 when they cross the line. Leroy trying to take over 3rd again. He's been trying to do this for about 10 laps. It hasn't worked at all. Ooh, Spared gets loose. Oh, into the tires goes Leroy. Somehow kept his momentum up. You see how much he's pushing. Misco Bloom. And then battling back here. He gets around the 3 car. That is a different 3, by the way. That is PB&J Racing. The 3 car back here, you see him chilling. back up to the lead. Saints way up the track into the groove you do not want to be. He qualified on pole. Currently runs outside the top 8. Not having a good run for himself. Oh, Spirit given to the wall. Affects Leroy. Here comes. Currently back there would be Rolling Thunder in the 87. 15 to go. 16 to go when the 15 to go at the line. Oh, someone into the wall had the reset. Who was that? That was Matt Catchett who had the reset. So now he falls behind. He falls behind. Bumps into the wall. Goes that car right there. That was Rolling Thunder to the wall. So Rolling Thunder having a choke of his lifetime, falling back to Miska Bloom and them. Having a bad last half of his race. 13 to go for the leader. 12 to go when they cross the line. We're going to go back up to Eggs, who's enjoying a half straightaway lead. Just like we saw last week in, I think it was the Street Sox. I think he also won as well. Apologies. But Eggs trying to win his 4th race of the season. He's been on a tear as of late. Proved himself later in the season that he is the dominant driver, not Frost, who's been consistent all season. And Spirit Gibbons currently sits in 3rd. We're under 10 to go now. 9 to go when they cross the line. 9 to go in this event. Eggs trying to secure his 4th win and the first playoff race win of the season. We see them back there dueling for 2nd. Oh, Spirit Gibbons trying to get around Frost here. Look at him diving on him. This does not matter though, as Eggs is your leader. And now, Bums, aka Royster's now up to 4th, as Leroy made a mistake. 6 to go now, coming to 5 to go at the line. We see Eggs way up there, right in front of Frost, who's starting to gain a little bit, but I think it's too little too late. 5 to go at Lucas Oil Motor Speedway. This race is final. Frost just trying to hang on to 2nd. You see Spirit Gibbons sitting it in there. 4 to go now. Frost is trying to hang on to 2nd place. Spirit is coming after him. 3 to go. Battle for 4th, heating up. Leroy gets past him. They're 3 wide back here. Look at this battle. Look at the 87 of Rolling Thunder back into the mix. That's actually Matt Catchett, my apologies. This battle's intense. 3 to go, 2 to go at the line. Look back up to Eggs though. White flag in the air. Coming on the backstretch for the final time, entering 3 and 4. Eggs is gonna win at Lucas Oil Motor Speedway. And Matt Catchett steals 5th. With Royster finishing 6th. And Frost rounds out your top 3. So Frost got passed by, he got actually passed at the end there by Spirit Gibbons. So he took 2nd away from the 71 of Frost. And Eggs, another victory added to his resume. I need you guys to actually watch my stream when it's on. Let's me out with the viewership. Boop, 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 boop. Or leave that. What the heck? What are we doing here, man? Alright. I was about to say, we're having technical difficulties. Not getting anybody in here.
Good win, Eggs.
Grazie.
Come on, Spared.
Felt like it could have had something for you, Eggs, but I just couldn't get around you.
Yeah, after that half.
I didn't want to hit you off the track or anything. That was no good on the bottom, so I had to be forced to run in the high side there. Dude, that messed me up so bad.
Alright, so first up is, make sure to include your audio, by the way, Frost. So first up is going to be Frost. You ran basically inside the top 3 all night. I think, where do you qualify again? Did you qualify? I think you qualified near the front.
Qualified 6th, then in the dash I finished 5th.
Alright, so good qualifying effort. You ran top 2 basically all night. Let me restructure this. How was your race tonight, and do you think your battle for second was also fun to watch? I think he caught you at the end there, if I'm not mistaken. You're just trying to hang on. What were your thoughts on the racing up front and battling with Eggs and Spared Gibbons?
Well, first of all, I didn't think I had a good enough car, but I kind of found a line that I could run. Like, I could hold the car wide, and it was pretty much fast. And caught Eggs there. I just couldn't get around him because it's a high side track, and I couldn't pass on the bottom. And a car fell off, and Spared got to me at the end there, and I just jumped the edge there, jumped the cushion, and tried to hang on to 3rd place, and that was that.
Dang, either way, it's still a decent start to your season. It's been what you've been all season, consistent and finishing up front. That is what you do. That is the main thing that you do. But also, being consistent also leads to championships. And congrats on your top 3. Hopefully we'll hear from you next week like we usually do.
Thank you.
Alright, on to second place. Someone who I haven't actually interviewed before. Hello, Spared Gibbons. How you doing? Make sure to include your audio.
It's going.
Alright, so tonight you finished second. What were your thoughts on the racing, and do you think maybe something else you could have done to maybe catch up to Eggs, who was pretty much the dominant car of the race?
Yeah, I think if I didn't hit the tire so early in the race, I think it would have been a lot better racing between me and Eggs. I think it would have been more of a side-by-side right there, because racing with Eggs, I have a lot of respect for him. He's clean, he's fast. You know, he races how you want to be raced, and that's just how it is. But if anything, you know, I think another caution would have helped there to help catch Eggs.
Yeah, maybe. But either way, I mean, still top 2 run, top 3 run. Still got second place. You also worked your way through the field, I think, a few times tonight.
Yeah, qualifying wasn't too bad. Messed up at pole. Wasn't aiming for pole. Was hoping to get outside, but it is what it is.
Hey, either way, this is great momentum. Will you be here next week?
Hopefully. I'm gonna try and make it again next week.
Alright, hopefully we'll hear from you next week as well if you're able to make it. Congrats on second place again. Alright, so now on to the winner of today's event. We've heard a lot from you as of late, Eggs. Welcome back to the winner's circle. Congrats on the win, the first playoff race of the season, and you showed out. What were your thoughts on the car tonight? And was there something about the track that or just generally you got in a rhythm very early on and you were just able to pull away?
Uh, the track itself is one of my favorites in the game, just because I know the line, and most people try to run the bottom line, but it's really like a mid to high line.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's hard to hit. Spared, had it down pat. He was able to qualify second, and then start the heat first, and I followed him the whole time in the heat. And then we inverted our dash. I had to try to get up back up to him. He ended up getting, I think, second in that, and I got fourth. So I was like, okay, going into the feature, he's going to be the one to beat because he's starting on the outside with me. Uh, but he got behind, or I think uh, Saints ended up sliding up in front of him, and then he tried to make a pass down low and almost hit the tire, so he reset. I think after that was where I kind of felt confident I was going to win it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as of late, you've been probably the most dominant driver currently in the series. I mean, I think this is your second win in about 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
I've won last week and this week.
Yes, so back-to-back wins into the playoffs as well. So that I don't know if it locks you in. I don't know if they do the lock-in system here. I think they do. But either way, I mean, I pretty much think that's going to lock you in as we had two drivers miss the playoffs tonight as well. So congrats on the win, X. Builds you momentum. Do you have any shout-outs for anybody who's watching or for the viewers? I don't know.
I don't have anyone watching, but I know me and Frost are starting a team for next season since we're going to have teams, so that's going to be fun. Seems like we're
Yeah,
always next to each other, so.
Definitely. It's fun to watch you guys battle. I wish you luck for that as well, for the team's things. Alright, so I think that was the first playoff race of FAR's Randomizer series on Wednesdays. Congrats to Alex for winning at Lucas Oil Motor Speedway. Now on to next week, of course, it will be Street Stocks. I will be running those from now on because those are fun, and well, they will be switching to Thursday next week, so I will not be able to watch anymore. So, congrats on the win, Eggs. Hopefully, see you guys in week 2 of playoffs next week. See you guys. Peace. I'm going to be doing a podcast around 10:30, so see you guys.